Let's solve some percent equations. Now this formula is a variation of amount over base equals percent over 100, as you may see in the textbook. The reason why I'm using is over of is because all these questions have the words is and of in them. Now it's important to recognize that the number or the words that come after is what goes on top. The number or the words that come after of is what goes on the bottom. I always put the percent above the 100 no matter what. So here we go. When I read this, I recognize that I have to use a percent proportion. I call this a percent proportion because it involves percents, which means it always involves 100. So the first thing I have to do, or I'm going to do, that's my setup. As soon as I see that 30%, I'm putting it over 100. Now, after the word of is the number 200. Of is on the bottom, so 200 goes on the bottom. My unknown, I'm going to call it an x. That's the equation I'm going to solve. And I'm going to solve with proportions by cross multiplying. X times 100 is 100x. 200 times 300 is 6,000. To get the x by itself, we divide by 100. And it leaves, watch this, an answer of 60. That's how I'm going to do all of these. Because they're all going to have the same types of words. They're just rearranged, but they have the same words. Is a percent. Here I go. 25% is what I start with. What's after the word of? What number? I don't know. So let's call it x. Of is on the bottom, x is on the bottom. 8 goes on top then. Let's cross multiply. 8 times 100 is 800. X times 25 is 25x. Let's divide by 25. And 800 divided by 25, if you think about it just a few seconds, or if you tap it in your calculator like I did, you're going to get 32. So this next one is a percent. Same way. I don't know the percent. I always start the percent no matter what. Whether it's given or not, I still start with it. Percent's not given, so I'm going to call it x. After the word of is 140. 14 on top. Let's multiply. Crisscross. 14 times 100 is 1400. 140 times x is 140x. Divide both sides by 140. And we're going to get x equals 10. The process that we're doing here, if you're a wrestling fan, if you remember D-Generation X, you crisscross and then you flip the chop over, which means you're going to divide. If you could see me, I would do that, but hey, imagine. So here we go. Same type of problem. Going to set up the same way. Start the percent. What's after the word of? What number? I don't know. Call it x. After the word is 12. Most times, you have to rearrange the problem to see what number is after the word is. This one's already like that. So let's cross multiply. Let's divide by 60 to isolate the x. And we get 20. I'm just going to make sure. Nope. I was wrong again. We get 2. You didn't see that. We get 200. We get 200. You didn't see it, so you don't know. Nope, I was right the first time. Always pays the double check. Never doubt yourself like I did just then. Let's enter 20. Let's do this last one. What percent of 80 is 20? Once again, set it up like that. Don't know the percent. Call it x. What percent of 80 after the word of is 80. 20 is on top. Let's cross multiply. 2000 equals 80x. Let's divide by 80. 2000 divided by 80 is 25. Here's the moral of the story. No matter what, I'm going to use a variation of this in most of my word problems. Anytime I'm asked to find the percent, I'm always going to use proportions. Period. No matter what kind of problem it is. So keep that in mind.